Making your first 500 bucks not being employed, making your first money ever with your side hustle, making your first money on your own terms. I know a lot of you guys are out there wanting to do that, but you're struggling with like, how can I actually do that? And I completely understand that. Like, we also have been struggling, but these days with our own agency, we're making multiple six figures. We've helped hundreds of people land their first client. And in this video, I'll share with you my 7-step guide on how you can land your first client as well. So without any further ado, let's get started. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In case you're new here, welcome. Super excited to have you. My name is Julian. I'm the creator of Smartphone Filmmaking Pro. And on this channel, we talk about making better videos using just our smartphone. We will also expand that to, more professional cameras like this. And most importantly, we're also going to show you how you can use all of those skills and turn that into a profitable side hustle or turn that into your main gig. In case that's interesting for you, and I probably think it is interesting since you clicked on this video, so make sure you hit that subscribe button in case you have not done so already. All right, so step number 1 of the 7 steps towards making your first 500 bucks as a creator is getting started. And I know it might sound obvious and you've probably expected more, but that is actually something that is holding back pretty much all of our students, not all of them, but a lot of our students of Smartphone Filmmaking Pro, of our smartphone agency, because you actually need to start doing things to become successful. And what I encourage you right now as you're watching this video, I'm encouraging you to commit to yourself that you're gonna get started this weekend, that you're gonna get started today. Like whenever you have like just a little bit of time, commit to just getting started. And I know you currently are probably at a position where you don't know like how to get started, what you can even offer in the first place, what clients can you reach out to, and all that kind of stuff. And we'll get to that. Commit to yourself and just actually do it. I know it's probably a bit hard if you are just on your own within the smartphone agency. And by the way, I will also link that down below. We have built an accountability system where we're together setting goals for 14 days always. And we're also building, support groups and accountability groups. You currently, if you're not a member of that program, I cannot give you that for free because that's very valuable. But there we have something like this. And if you are just on your own and you cannot commit to join the smartphone agency right now, then I can very much recommend that you just commit for yourself that you will get started right now this weekend, like within a very specific time frame, and that you start building your skills if you don't have them yet, or if you already have them, that you start searching for potential clients and then actually reach out to them just so that you can get your foot in the door and get towards, making your first 500 bucks as a creator. All right, step number 2 is to build your skill set. And a lot of people are overthinking that step, and that's also why I'm putting that in the first place. And that's something that's gonna, go through the first couple of steps. But a lot of people, like I said, are overthinking the things and are not actually getting started. So what I encourage you to do right now is look through your camera roll on your smartphone or on your professional camera and just evaluate your current skill set level. Like, is that already pretty good? Is it very good? Or is it completely bad? Like, just evaluate that real quick and then decide like, okay, how good do my skills have to be in order for a business to pay for that? And trust me, it does not have to be like completely next level shit, but it should be better than what the average person is gonna create. And let's say you currently are already pretty good and you say like, yeah, people are gonna pay for that. And maybe some people have already paid you for content creation, then really good. You're basically ready to go. The next step for you is gonna be that you start building your own portfolio, because not having a portfolio is an absolute no-go, because if you're reaching out to a potential new client, to a business owner, they wanna see like, what have you been doing in the past? So if you don't have anything, start building like a crappy, just a crappy, some kind of a portfolio. It can just be something like your own Instagram page. Make sure that you delete all of the family and holiday pictures. Make sure that it looks legit. You can also, start a completely new channel with just your professional stuff. And that's basically it. Like, you can get started just with that. Don't feel like you have to have a website and a portfolio website, whatever. Like, just using an Instagram profile can be more than enough. Or or what other people inside of our courses have been doing is they basically have just sent links to Google Drive. Like, it's probably not what I would recommend starting out, but just have something to show to people. So my action step for you guys right now is commit to getting started. If you have created something, make sure to build a portfolio. And if you are just starting out, take a weekend's time and make sure that within that weekend you learn everything that you need, just the basics, and then also create a portfolio. But now let's move on. All right, step number 3 is mindset and a rapid skill development. And this is kind of a summary of the first 2 steps, but I'm going to talk about it right now just so that you know what I mean. With mindset, like in my opinion, it is very important that you understand that you're starting an entrepreneurial venture. And whenever you're doing anything entrepreneurial, like whenever you're trying new things, you're going to fail in some way, shape, or form. That does not mean that it's going to be super hard and discouraging and that nothing is going to work. But if you're reaching out to 10 potential new clients, like I can almost guarantee you that you're not going to hear back from 6 of them. Like, that's just how it is. And that's also why it's super important that you get your mindset right at the very beginning, and also that you're putting in the work and that you're putting in the repetition. But we'll talk more about that later on. Generally speaking, the fact that you're committing to this, the fact that you're trying to make your own side hustle money, your first money on your own terms without being reliant on your employer, is something that is really cool. And, you know, huge thumbs up from my side. Like, entrepreneurship in general has completely changed my own life. And you know, don't get me wrong, like, I'm not like an old guy telling you like all the truths. Like, I'm just 27 years old, but I do still remember back then when I was still employed. Like, my job was not bad, but I was just not enjoying it as much as what I'm doing right now. Like, currently I'm recording this video here right now on Saturday, like just at 9 p.m. But I just absolutely love what I'm doing, and the fact that I can just sit here in our studio and, you know, share my passion, share the things that have been working for us. It's just an absolute beautiful thing. And, you know, the fact that you're starting that is really cool. And yeah, just huge thumbs up from my side there. And besides having the right mindset on one side, on the other side, it's also very important that you just become a fast learner. Like, you don't need to be perfect in every step along the way. For example, if you don't enjoy video editing, like, you can outsource that very quickly and very easily. Also, like, you don't need to be making tens of thousands of dollars to get to that point. We'll talk more about that in a future video. But just learn fast, learn what you enjoy, learn what you don't enjoy, and then outsource everything else that you don't enjoy very fast. And this is gonna be your path towards being successful and towards, you know, having a more fulfilled life and doing more of the things that actually matter to you, and, you know, the things that actually enjoy and energize you. Step number 4 is finding the right clients. So now that you are already equipped with the right skill set and also with the right mindset, now it's important to, you know, to going the next step and finding the right clients in the first place that you can reach out to. Because obviously not every client is going to be perfect for you if you are just starting out wanting to shoot some social media content with just your smartphone. Like, a business that's in the S&P 500 is probably not going to be ideal for you. So what I would recommend is that you start searching in your local area, like around you, 10 miles, like whatever feels natural and comfortable for you to drive towards. Search for businesses in that area, and then, very importantly, make sure that you search for businesses that currently either have no social media presence at all, or for businesses that have a crappy social media presence. And trust me, like, it's not gonna take you very long until you find a couple of businesses that fit that criteria very well. And also make sure that you, or like, that's a personal tip from my side, like, I would try not to reach out to businesses that are like a one-man band that are just starting out and that have probably no capital at all to spend on marketing and on content creation in general. So usually what we found, like, if you are just starting out, like a restaurant, for example, like a car dealership, like maybe also a hairdresser, like a veterinarian, like all these kinds of businesses, they're probably good fits for you to get started in the first place, and not the very, very small businesses. And then definitely also make sure that everything that you're, you know, every work that you're doing, everything that you're putting into all of that, make sure that you're putting the businesses into a list, and also make sure that you put in the name and the contact address, and also your current status. Like, have you called them? Have you sent them an email? Like, what's the current status? Because, like, if you're doing that more often, and we'll talk about putting in the reps later, but you need to have a good overview of what have you already done and where do you still need to follow up and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's basically what I would be doing in the first place. And it also comes down to, like, where you're based, like what's your your current experience level, and then you can just expand like what is a good client for you personally. For us personally, like people that we really like to work with are car dealerships, for example. Like it's very cool to just be able to film cars continuously, because most of the time they not only have the cars but also some servicing and all that stuff. So this is probably something, or some of our favorite clients that we love to work with the most. Step number 5 is going to be actually having an effective outreach to all of those potential clients that we have just found in step number 4. And we've talked about that before just a little bit, but don't be that guy that just goes there and presents like, here I am and this is what I'm doing, and you know, you definitely want to work with me. Like if you are just starting out, you're not at that level quite yet. So make sure that you're providing lots of value to that client that you're reaching out to. And like I said before, the example that I gave you is reach out and offer them to make, you know, a couple of reels completely for free in return of a testimonial. Like this is something that has been working really well for us in the business, because it's just like a no-brainer offer. Like you want to try to build an offer that's so good people would feel stupid saying no to. Like that's what Methode teaches, and that's what we have been doing with our own business, and that has been working really well. Like you can also go there and just offer to shoot content completely for free without anything in return. Like I don't think that's gonna perform anywhere near as good, but you could also try that if that floats your boat. And if you can think of anything else, then you can also obviously do that. But like I said, what has been working best for us, and also what we're teaching inside of the Smartphone Agency, is reach out, offer to create content for free in return of a testimonial. And by the way, one thing that I really love with this method, with this, you know, strategy, is that worst thing in case that client or that person is not converting to a client for your own business, like you still have something that you can put in your portfolio that you can then send over to other people that you're reaching out to, and you're getting more client contact, you're getting more comfortable, you're getting better with your craft. So there are very many opportunities, very many upsides of doing that. So I very much encourage you, if you have not been paid to creating content yet, then make sure to try this out. I can guarantee you it's gonna change your life. Start working for free. I know this sounds horrible for many of you guys out there, especially for all of you that are already more experienced and, you know, that are already like maybe let's say plus 30, plus 40, and you have lots of experience in your current day job, and you feel like my time is worth X amount and I have to charge that, otherwise, you know, what costs nothing is worth nothing, and all that kind of stuff. And I completely understand that, but you know, things have just changed a little bit. And right now, especially since you have not made lots of money, you know, on your own terms creating content, like the most important thing right now for you is to get your foot in the door. And you know, just going to a car dealer, for example, or a hairdresser or a restaurant or whatever, and just going there and telling them like, hey, I'm Julian, I'm an aspiring filmmaker and I want to create content for you. It's gonna cost you $750 per month. How does that sound? Like you can try that. You can try that 10 times, 50 times, but I can pretty much guarantee you that you're not gonna be successful doing it that way, especially if you are just starting out. You know, if you already have a reputation, if people know you, if people want to work with you, it's a completely different story. But as I assume right now that you are just starting out, and just going to, you know, let's go back to the restaurant example, and just going there and offering to shoot like maybe for an hour, offer them to go into the kitchen and to shoot a couple of, you know, videos when they're creating some dishes and all that kind of stuff. Offer to create like, I don't know, 3 reels, for example, and maybe a couple of photos, and in return, like ask them for a testimonial. So that then the worst thing that might happen is you have your foot in the door, you show lots of commitment and lots of positive energy because you went there on your own, you offered to work for free, and ideally, like that's important, you also deliver some great work. You will get your foot in the door. Like every time that business owner, if they like the video, every time they will need some kind of, you know, some kind of social media content or video in general, they're gonna come back to you. So there are so many upsides to doing that. And especially also if you don't have lots of experience yet, then it is just important for you to get started, to get more comfortable working with clients, to get more comfortable to directing other people, because maybe the position where the cook is standing is not perfect. So you just need to get used to that. And I hate it when I see that from people, that they're just so negative when it comes to, you know, starting out with working for free and it's not worth anything and you will get, I don't know. Like I hear that very often also with students inside of our agency that are just, you know, they committed to get started and they committed to, you know, making an extra couple of grand per month. But to get to that point, you also need to put in the work And if you don't have a track record, if you don't have a good reputation yet, like how should people find you? How should people find out that you're actually producing some great work? So don't hesitate so much when it comes to, providing to work for free. Just get started, learn fast, put yourself out there, start building your portfolio. And then I can promise you, like very fast, you will be at the point where you don't have to, create content for free, but you will actually have people lining up to work with you. All right. And step number 7, last but not least, is make sure that you put in the reps. Also a problem that I see very often with our students of the Smartphone Agency is that people feel like or think that if they reach out to 5 businesses per month, they're gonna land 5 new clients that month. And that's not how it works. Like, unfortunately, that's simply not how business is working. Like, if that would be the case, it just cannot be the case, because most people, you are not gonna reach everyone. You're not gonna reach everyone at the right time and place and so on. Some people will need to be approached differently. Some people need to be called. Some people you need to visit in person. Like, there are just so many variables. So basically, like how you can imagine all the business thing is basically you can imagine it like a funnel, like something like this. And basically, the more you're putting into the top, the more is gonna come out at the bottom. And in this funnel, like basically that's also in marketing, like there are different steps in the funnel, and you're gonna lose people along the way. Like, for example, with our business right here, like we have people that come to a landing page, people that sign up for a webinar, for example, people that watch the webinar, people that go to the sales page, and people that purchase. As people are going through that funnel, we're losing people along the way. And that's gonna be the exact same thing also with your outreach and with you trying to land that first client. Make sure that you're aware of that, and make sure that you're putting in enough effort to actually be able to reach enough people at the bottom that are actually gonna be your clients. And again, also, like another thing that's very important when it comes to putting in the reps, like the more you're gonna do that, the better you're gonna become, because you're gonna be more comfortable, you're gonna know better how you can reach out to people. You're also gonna be, just a lot better when it comes to, do you still need to offer things for free? Are you already like good enough or well known enough to just, start off with an offer in the first place? Like, you just need to get started to get to the point where you actually are gonna get good at it. At the beginning, it's get going, get good, and then get smart. If you're liking what you saw in this video and you got some value out of it, then I'm super happy. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button. But if you feel like you still need a lot more, and that's just like a top-down view and everything, and you want to have a step-by-step guide, definitely make sure to check out our Smartphone Agency. Below this video, I will link you a recording of a live webinar that I held recently together with Alex. He's currently not here. And there we basically have been showing people, our 5-step process to, making a business out of that, and how we're making multiple 6 figures with our own agency business. Make sure to check that out. It's completely for free. And if you feel like you need even more beyond that, then we have a very cool offer in that webinar where you can also join the Smartphone Filmmaking Pro community and also the Smartphone Agency. So definitely make sure to check that out. If you have any more questions, make sure to let me know. And in case you have not seen the video where I'm showing you how to shoot better videos with your S24 Ultra, then click this video over there.